I'm just gonna try to catch up on Julius Dein. Probably heard about him. He's gonna have a Q&A now. I'm gonna see if I can get the guy and then get some tips on how to be a big star on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. So let's see if we can find him. Really big Facebook.
Yeah.
30 million subscribers.
Yep.
You're trying to go for change platform, YouTube.
Yeah.
What are you doing to get there?
So that's a good question, guys. So it's the platforms. You got Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Facebook, you got to treat each platform differently, and you can't conquer them all. So different social media influencers will have different platforms that they're strong in. So for me, Facebook is my main platform. That's the one that I started going viral in. That's the one that's got to 30 million followers. And to be honest with you, if I could be 30 million on YouTube as well, I would do it. But it doesn't work like that. And with Facebook, I started posting my content on YouTube, and then I started posting the same content on Facebook, and it just took off on Facebook. I think you're working with different ecosystems, and with YouTube, you've got longer content, you've got to work on the thumbnails, it's 8 to 14 minutes, typically, the kind of optimized videos, whereas Facebook's 1 to 2 minute videos. So it just happens that because I'm going more viral on Facebook, it's just blown up on there. But YouTube's on the agenda for 2018, that's for sure.
Vlogging?
Vlogging is absolutely, I mean, the whole lifestyle right now, traveling, you know, I mean, constantly in new places. I mean, you know, 2 days ago I was in LA, getting on a flight to Mumbai in 2 hours. The whole lifestyle revolves around travel, so vlogging is on the agenda, definitely. Hey guys. Let's get him away.
My man.
Yeah.
Why did you get your first million followers? And do you think there's something like a fast way to that point?
A fast way to get 1 million followers?
Yes.
Right, it's buylikes.com. That's the fastest. That guy over there looking very guilty. Guys, the aim of the game is viral content. Everyone is focusing on followers. Like, I would not aim for followers. I don't aim for followers. Now, when I'm trying to increase my follower count, I'm not going, how many followers can I get this week or this month? I'm focusing on the content. How viral can I make my content? And it's really a mathematical formula. So the more viral my videos go, the more followers I get, pretty simply, because more viral equals more traffic, equals more people finding that button where they're going to click a like or subscribe or follow on Instagram. So that's what I aim for. Let's get the mic over here. Yeah. And guys, everyone taking a step forward so we're all nice and tight. And the guy standing over there, don't worry, I'm not going to bite you. Might make you follow me, though.
So how do you translate your followers to money?
How do I translate my followers to money? It's a good question. Shady guy over here was wearing sunglasses on the front. Good question. Everyone asked me. Actually, the person that asked me this the most is my mum. So Julius, you're not going to get a real job ever? My mum, this is a real job. She's like, yeah, but get a real job, you know, be a lawyer. My mum, this is a real job, you know. The answer to the question is that as a social media influencer, ultimately, I have access to an audience of people. Simple as that. So the real question you're asking me is how can I monetize my audience? And there are different agendas I have as an influencer, as a magician. And really, I'm trying to nail the brand. So people have come to me and they're like, yo, we should do merch. I get like 3 emails a week where people are like, let's partner up and sell merch, like t-shirts, because they've seen some YouTuber do it. And it doesn't work like that. You have to follow your brand. So for me, my brand is I'm a magician. So for 2018, I'm looking at world tour. And if you look at my videos, I'm constantly seeding this idea of a world tour. Every video I post, I'll say at the end of the video, tell me where to go next. Don't know, give me a yeah if you guys have seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So right there, I'm seeding this idea that I'm going to come to your city. And I do it in real life. And every video will get 10, 20, 30,000 comments of people telling me to come to their city, which is great, but ultimately it's pushing the idea of a world tour. So that's a big agenda for 2018. More current stuff, I'm doing a lot of private appearances. I'm doing something in Mumbai in 15 hours time. I've got advertising revenue across Facebook and YouTube. That's a good source of income if you get the viral content, and Facebook have just introduced what's called mid-roll. So it's the same as YouTube ad revenue. There'll be a little ad break on Facebook. People are making serious money from that. Brand endorsements, great way of making money. You know, collaborating with partners who want you to wear their clothes or, you know, do some type of viral video involving their content. Coming up 2018, we've got the online course, juliusdein.com/free trip. Started collecting emails, started pushing through a funnel, the Julius Dein Magic course. And then hopefully 2018 we've got a book deal on the table, so that as well. So these are all kind of things on the table now in terms of monetizing, and 2018. You know, and if anything doesn't work, you know, and guys, you know, at the end of this I'll put out a tip hat, and if anyone wants to follow too, that will help too.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm Johannes from Germany.
Hey, nice to see you. Johannes. Hydra Media GmbH.
Yeah, it's like a limited in London.
Sweet.
Yeah. My question is, do you think it's you as a person who is attracting the people, or is it the magic itself who is attracting the people? I mean, there are a lot of magicians out there, or is it a mix of both? I don't know. So what makes you successful?
I would like to say me, but the reality is, I think I'm a good magician. I did magic since I'm a little kid, and I've always been obsessed with magic. But the reality is that I'm also good at making viral videos. And when I started social media, I wasn't doing magic. I was doing a little bit of magic, a couple of sketches, some pranks, like mixing it all up, you know? And you know, you guys, who here see my, put your hand up if you see my content online. Okay, cool, like 70% of you, great, thanks. So yeah, I started with different things, and really, over the course of about a year and a half, I've tweaked and I've tailored, and that's what's helped me create this virality. You know, and as my brand has reinforced, I've started using certain slogans, and I've been really building the brand. So I think that a large part of being an influencer is being able to create exposure. And I think that comes in part from charisma and energy and you know, just being a personality, you know, this guy that travels to do magic, but certainly a huge part of the brand is being able to create the level of virality that I'm achieving on Facebook and Instagram that's basically giving me this audience right here where people recognize me and follow me from all over the world. As I say, it's about creating the viral videos. I'm not focused so much on followers, I'm just focusing on creating great content. Hear me?
How do you decide what to create
Yo.
How do you decide what you're going to create next?
How do I decide what I'm going to create next? I ask my audience. So on the videos, I'll say, tell me where to go next. People will say, come to Sweden, come to India, come to China, whatever. And then I'll just create content around that. So around countries is great, because as I say, I'm pushing for the world tour in 2018. So every time I go to a different country, that video goes viral in that country. So I went to Hawaii last month, and all of a sudden, my Hawaii account just bumped up. Like that video got 35 million views on Facebook. All of a sudden, my Hawaii account just jumped up. You know, I did a video in Manchester last week that got 40 million views on Facebook, and then Facebook flagged it for being gory because it was Halloween magic. But yeah, focusing on themes, because that's what goes viral. If you're focusing on Christmas magic, and Christmas, Halloween magic, country magic, stuff that has a theme, that's important.
Hello, when you were young, you wanted to be a magician? Or an
when I was young, did I want to be a magician?
Or influencer?
An influencer? That's a good question. When I was 6, I was not thinking about being an influencer. The answer to your question is that, no, I was not thinking about being an influencer. Always been in love with magic ever since I was 9 years old. Been obsessed with being able to do the impossible and make people feel the impossible. I think that's a beautiful thing. Always been passionate about it. Social media I became addicted to. Also, can you guys hear me okay? Everyone? Yeah, because I can't go like that. Okay, social media was when I was at university, and I did a study abroad at UCLA, and I met all these Vine stars, like Logan Paul and Amanda Cerny and King Batch, and these guys, like, they were like 18, 19 years old. They were living in the heart of Hollywood. They were making a lot of money. They were living the lifestyle. You know, they were all trying to be actors. And I'm not trying to be an actor, but basically the reason that these guys are so successful right now, and you know, some of these guys are my friends, are making insane amounts of money. They're incredibly successful. They have their office on their phone. They can do whatever they want in their life because they've created this platform. So for me, what inspired me is seeing these people who had created this insane job on their phone. So I went to UCLA and I actually didn't make any videos. And I was like, damn, it's like, I got back to London, I was still doing the magic gigs and, performing at parties. I've been doing that ever since I was like 15 years old, like, bar mitzvahs, weddings, parties, thinking I was kidding life because I got $200, $300 for, a wedding. It was great life when I was, 17. But anyway, I saw these guys and I was like, damn, I need to leverage this. I need to really capitalize on the social media thing. So the moment I got back to London, I hired a videographer on Craigslist, cost me like $70. And then I just started making content, And as I say, it wasn't successful at first. It was actually really unsuccessful. I mean, my first video on YouTube had like, 80 views. And most of those were just me like pressing on refresh. And then the other 30 were my mother. Next.
You want an assistant?
So I want an assistant. How's he looking at tutu? We got any questions? Anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a question. Yeah, guys, just shout out. Actually, hold on, we'll get a mic over, so let's get enthusiastic there for you guys.
I'm Joanna, we worked a lot.
Also, hold on one sec. Guys, everyone, just take a step in. So we're nice and close. Come in. Beautiful, yeah? Everyone, I don't want to see any gaps. Right. And guys, just very importantly, there's a man over there wearing sunglasses. Avoid him at all costs. Okay. Because he will steal your wallet.
You didn't get the joke. We worked a lot this year. I've literally harassed you like every week for a video. I'm working for Studio Media in Germany.
Oh, hey.
My question is, now that you have really the potential to make money out of your audience and your followers, how and are you planning to at some point resist to orient your content for someone else's purpose or someone else's ideas or brand,
sure,
and keep your integrity? And if yes,
yeah. So I think you touched on a few very important points. Integrity, and I think by leveraging my audience to make content for someone else, I don't think that is losing my integrity, because everyone does it. I mean, a Websummit, they've got an audience of 60,000 people. I'm seeing ads all over the place for BMW. Websummit are not losing their integrity by using their audience to promote other products, or that's how it works. Staying in the game is business. So I'm not worried about telling my audience, doing some type of video involving a Ubisoft game or a piece of merch or clothing. I'm not worried about that. I work hard to build this audience to create great content, and I don't feel guilty about working with brands on that. That's the aim of the game. Everyone's doing it, whether it's a newspaper selling space, Craigslist selling space, myself featuring in my content. That being said, I would much rather build my own brand and sell my own types of products. So I'll tell you the truth, as an influencer, a lot of these social media influencers, they're taking brand deals because they're getting a quick buck. If you're making content, you don't have great YouTube advertising revenue, and you have 1 million, 2 million Instagram followers, and a brand comes to you and says, right, we're going to pay you 20K to post a picture. Like, most people aren't going to say no. It's a picture. The audience aren't really in the long term going to care. So I think it's just important to tie that brand to whatever kind of your brand is, and not to have it too obvious. So if a random brand hits me up, then I won't usually consider it. And then if it's a proper brand who I like, or I think would fit in well, like, I've been talking to Hooper, that big lollipop brand recently, and they want to do something with me. And it fits in perfectly, because obviously I'm a magician, I'm creating this viral content across Facebook and Instagram, and like, I can just come up with a bunch of magic tricks that involve Hooper. That's like a perfect brand placement, But if it was like, I don't know, really random, maybe a handbag company, then probably not. But I don't care. Like, the way I've always seen it is like, I try and just do my own thing. I'm having the time of my life right now. I'm traveling the world. I'm focusing on my dreams. Creating this world tour, building the Julius Dein brand, and I'm really working hard on that. So, and I need to fund that. So if a brand wants to collaborate with me on a project, then I will happily take it up if it's the right terms. Sure. Yeah. Let's get the mic over there. Okay, go the mic. Wow, you're 2 steps ahead.
Which one?
Is that Emmanuel?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Italy.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Showing off guys, sorry. Mi piacciono le olive.
Sicuramente.
You know what that means?
Yeah,
What does it mean?
yeah. It's
Mi piacciono le olive. Do you guys know what that means? It means I like the olives.
Did you follow a process in order to discover the key ingredients for virality?
Yeah. Guys, when you, it's like, my buddy Joe will tell you, it has got insane in public. It's now got to the point where every country I go to, almost all the time now, I'll be walking down the streets, and some random guy will go, like that. And that's not coincidence. That's a process. That is me trialing and erroring different types of content until I found the right fit. And obviously I can always improve, but I'm pretty confident that now I've reached a level, particularly on Facebook, where I have found an amazing formula. And it just works every time. If you look at my content dating back the last 6 months, every time I post a video, 95% of the time, it will get 30, 40, 50 million views. And the video last month, it's got 92 million views on Facebook, 1.7 million shares. The video from Halloween's on 40 million views until Facebook put it on gory mode, so then they kind of killed it on the algorithm. But yeah, I'm following an algorithm, and I'll talk more about that on the course of this talk, but just to let you guys know, I'm also doing another talk called How to Get 15 Million Followers in 15 Months. I think it's in half an hour or 45 minutes at the Content Maker stage, and I'm going to be talking more about how you can actually create virality on the internet as well.
Okay, we're just going to take one more question, and if you put your hand up there, we have one over to you.
Yo, Joe.
Good. So, firstly, I'm quite familiar with your work. I used to work for Jake Paul, which I'm sure you are familiar with.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I was in his house.
Yeah.
You see the vlog?
Sorry?
Did like a collaboration with him. Yeah, good time.
So basically, what are you doing? Because talking about how Jake Paul works and what he does, obviously he creates many different sources of income for himself. And as you can see recently, you can't really trust either YouTube algorithm or even Facebook maybe. I don't know what happens in the future, but what are you doing to ensure that you keep growing and you won't have sort of Facebook apocalypse or whatever that we'll be able to happen?
Yeah. Okay, so everyone understand this question? Just saying that what if Facebook just kills your reach next week and you go downhill and you have no platform? The aim of the game is diversification. Get across platforms. I'm 13 million strong on Facebook, 13.5 million almost. And right now, the only thing I'm really thinking about is Instagram and YouTube. I don't care about Facebook. I feel like I've conquered Facebook. I've hit a huge number on Facebook. I'm happy with it. Really, the beautiful thing about Facebook is also its downfall. And that is that when you're creating content, doesn't matter if you have 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 50 million followers, if you're posting content that isn't viral in its nature, it's not going to go viral. And that's very different to the YouTube game. In the YouTube game, if you have a dedicated audience, you don't have to post the best content in the world. I've seen the most boring vlogs ever, and people sitting there in their house just doing challenges, and these videos are getting 2, 3 million, 4 million views. On Facebook, here's a good example. This isn't an amazing example because the content was quite good, but as I say, when I follow the formula of virality, which I'll go and talk about in the Content Maker stage in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Joe, what time's that? 11? 20 past. 20 past, fine. Alright. When I follow that formula, I'll achieve huge virality on Facebook. But when I don't follow that formula, like yesterday I posted a clip I did with Steve Harvey. And I did some magic on the Steve Harvey show, I flew out to LA, did that whole thing. That wasn't a viral clip. I still wanted that clip on my channel. That video is currently sitting at 3 million Facebook likes, 3 million Facebook views. Every other video is on 40, 50. That video is never going to even hit 10 million views because it's not created in the viral way. It's just a good piece of content I want to sit on my platform because it's a good look for me. It's cool to be on the Steve Harvey show, big American TV show. So yeah, I just think diversification is the aim of the game. Right now, I'm focusing on my YouTube. My Instagram's had explosive growth. I've gone up 2 million Instagram followers in the last 4 months, which is great. Focusing on emails. Essentially, guys, what are we doing on the internet? We're renting space. Why are Facebook billionaires? Because we're renting space. Millions of advertisers are paying just to have their products featured. It's the same way you know, brands will pay me to have their products featured, you know? It's not selling out, it's not a lack of integrity, it's just the aim of the game is business. Everyone is running their businesses here. But the aim of the game is diversification, and my way that I'm pushing right now to diversify my audience is email lists. So important. Like, you have all these influencers that are like, oh, I got like 500,000 Instagram followers, 1 million Instagram followers. Doesn't matter, because you're renting space. You're not in charge of your destiny. Anytime Facebook can change the algorithm, it's probably not going to happen. Why? Because Facebook have influencers in mind. Instagram and YouTube have influencers in mind. They're not trying to kill us. They're trying to promote us. You know, I had a meeting last week at Facebook London, and they're creating community groups to try and really create this idea of community within Facebook. And they're pushing it heavily, but if you can get them onto your email list, that's huge. So I started my email list 3 weeks ago. My setup was called a MailChimp email automation service. And in 3 weeks I've collected 30,000 emails. And what does that mean I can do that I can't do on Facebook and Instagram? It means I can email them directly. I don't have to pay for advertising revenue to feature my posts on the ads. I can just email them directly. So I think it's really important for any influencer to try and focus on other forms of communication.
Great. Well, can we get a big round of applause for Julius? That was brilliant. As you said there, he's on the content maker stage over in Pavilion 2 at 12:15, so I think that'll be great, and I'd love to see you on there.
Oh, nice. Everyone just give me like a little wave from my snap. 3, 2, here we go.